when I am not ready to sit down and type. So that's what that archive's about. I'll apologize now. Often there's no music, there's no special effects or whatever. But that is also where, as things take shape and we get into a more formal place where we will actually get around to presenting it in a more formal, more refined, like you're listening to an ebook, more like a radio drama with sound effects and Foley and all that. Not ready there for that yet. We're really literally on the ground floor. Not even the ground floor. We've broken ground on the experimentation. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the Xbox because I forgot that I was torn. I didn't know if I was gonna play video games or do this. And at the last second I said, nope, I'm not really in the mood to game right now. I'm in the mood to set this off. And then I remembered it was Wednesday, and Wednesdays is gonna be the flagship day. On Wednesdays, we're definitely going to be sitting here, staring at the blank page, trying to write. But it's going to be fun and weird and interactive, and you are invited to participate, whoever you are. Even if you're here to troll, like, bring it. Criticize, mock me, ridicule me. I'm tougher than I look, and I've literally been on the internet on an almost daily basis. Thus the title. I wasn't trying to rip anybody off. I've literally been online. I'm a citizen of the net, as we used to say, and have been utilizing the internet in many various different ways almost daily since before AOL dial-up launched. Okay? So I've seen it all. I've heard it all. I have yet to encounter a troll or an internet bully that actually says anything that has one scrap of originality to it. So, if you're here to stream snipe, bring it! I'll just make you a character in the book series. In fact, that's the fun bit. If you are interested in experimental ideas and processes, you're invited to listen to the World Building Podcast. I just dropped that link in chat. I've got actually, if you go to Solo, that's like the central hub, right? You can find the link for the Wattpad pages. I got an account there. Actually, I have 2 accounts. Might have 3. I have 2 profiles there. The idea being that one is for the fiction and the other is for like the behind the scenes, like documentary stuff, and also working MacGuffins. Because it's all fiction. The behind the scenes stuff is like a look into the inner workings of where our main character is from. But there's also like the beginnings of me trying to... I used to think I was going to be like a visual design artist, but I can't stand the way my physical sketch drawing and line turns out. So I want to force myself in a gimmicky show called Mr. Zeppo Teaches Himself How to Draw, reinvent my own approach to art making, which will, to some people's dismay and to other people's who cares, incorporate collaboration with AI products. I'm not going to rely on them to make the art for me. I get that argument. I'm not that guy. I'm not being lazy. I've got the vision. I've got the idea. I'm just writer's block constipated. The AI is just going to help me unlock it and give me the sounding board feedback loop so that I can build on what they've responded to in reaction to what I prompted to do. And then change it, right? Because sometimes it's going to give me stuff and I'm going to be like, no, that's wrong. But now I know what to respond with that is right. And that's where the spark is going to really light a fire. I know this methodology, as weird and experimental as it may sound, will work. Here's why. I have successfully done it with real human beings before. Many years ago. Back when I was deeply involved in the storefront theater scene. If you don't know what that is, I don't know where the health of the live theater entertainment industry is, but there's the big giant Broadway style theaters, then there's the sort of medium scale regional theaters, and then in some places, in some cities, there's the itty bitty mom and pop at a storefront shop, like right next door to a bakery and a sushi bar. You know, we're making theater and it's just us and a handful of lights and your imagination. And together with a group of awesome, enthusiastic volunteer artists and musicians, we wrote a play that I would never have been able to write on my own, even though it was my idea. All the core ideas, the characters, the scenery, the settings were stuck in my head, but I would never, and I know for a fact I would never have been able to poop it out because I had spent the previous 20 years trying to get it out of my head. Couldn't do it. It wasn't until I had a willing group of participating collaborators that the expression of what I see stuck in my head finally came out through the discussion and the gameplay and the exchanges of ideas and all that kind of stuff. So, welcome. This is new for me in a way, even though I've been stabbing at it in the dark since I started live streaming. It is indeed experimental, so it's going to be weird and wacky and wild. This is, as all my content creation projects are, I assure you, real, raw, and radically previously unscripted. No one's telling me what to say. No one's giving me my opinions. I'm not regurgitating anybody else's talking points, no matter what the trolls out there might want to say. Oh, my mushroom coffee replacement drink is already cold. Wow, it took me that long to get ready. I brewed this, and then I sat down to prep for the show, and then... DJ Zed, are you playing? Okay, good. So first things first. I am cosplaying as my own fictional character that is himself a complex multitude of characters that exist in a metaphysical being that can be in multiple dimensions and in multiple places in the same dimension at once. But he's stranded in your world and kind of frustrated about it because your world is weird and wacky and bizarre and it's going through the strangest chapter ever in its history. And I was sent here to warn you, dear human species, about the folly of your own self-annihilation. And none of you want to hear it at all. So I'm forced to try to spoon feed you the message by sublimating it in sexy, action, adventure-y, pew-pew, espionage, and, all the things. I want to write something that is a love letter to all the action, adventure, crazy stuff that I've loved as a viewer, as an audience member, but that also creates the space, gives me the platform, makes the room in people's heads to experience the vision of my own original literary cinematic universe. Which, should I ever actually get around to succeed and execute at the level of like the Mission Impossible movies or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's gonna be crazy and epic and big. I think. Could be wrong. Some people will accuse me of being a little egomaniacal. I'm just confident in that this, whatever is stuck up here, once it actually finds its form in the world, is gonna be fun, exciting, engaging, and people will want to read it, people will want to watch it, people will want to play it as a video game. Fingers crossed, hopefully. Anyways, there's a lot of component parts, but as we were discussing, if you come, are we here? Yeah, we are, okay. If you come over here to this podcast, this is one place where you can get started by engaging with the existing brain dump that is all these different episodes. They will be weird. They will be, some of them, nearly inscrutable. Some of them might downright suck. Just understand, none of these are finished product. They're there for you to listen to as a willing engaging participant in the experimental process and react to them. So the more you listen and respond to stuff in the comments and note, this worked, that didn't work, that was fun, this was boring, this section in the beginning didn't make any sense, but these ideas in the middle were awesome, etc. I know, crazy sounding. And for a lot of people, it's going to be like, what? I don't want to do that. I just want to watch a movie. Okay, well then go to Apple TV. This is for the people who want to be fans and supporters and participatory audience collaborators in the ground floor of a project that may one day become its own media brand that rivals Marvel's or gets bought up and integrated into the Marvel universe. That would be dope. I would love that. If anybody out there is an illustrator that can draw better than me, because I suck. I want to learn how to draw better than I already do, but I know that it'd be even more awesome and beautiful if I just had the money to hire someone to help me with it. Someone who gets it and wants to, right? And is into it. Anyways, there's a lot of episodes, so there's no real order to this. I don't know why I have this. This is in the wrong. I need to go through and maybe revisit some of this. Also, they're not supposed to be labeled explicit. I don't know why I labeled some of those explicit. But just jump around. Read the blurbs. See the titles. See what interests you. And if none of it makes sense or speaks out to you, just start with anything. And then hop around. And, most critically, leave messages. Bazinga! Dusty! Maybe Mayor! T! Mike Mig! Kroger Brand! What's up, Kroger Brand? Hey, Kroger. Oh, and also Philip Workman 189. Kroger Brand, if you're still there and listening, I owe you an apology. Because the first time I saw your name as a visitor on the show on TikTok, I thought it was the coffee cup thing. Like the little Kruger cups. And I made some snarky comments about what a wasteful product that is. Because that's just a boatload of plastic junk. And it's way overpriced for coffee. But didn't realize until a little bit later when I went back offline and was like looking at stuff and the name popped up again on my TikTok. And I was like, who is this? Wait a minute. Is this the coffee brand? No, because I was like, why is the coffee brand following me? I clicked through and I realized you're a fellow gamer. Hello and what's up? I don't know if you're still watching, but thank you for being here. Yeah, or thank you for stopping by. Okay, what was the other thing we were going to show you? I don't know if Wattpad is still connected. Oh, and I don't have the link here anymore, but let's... Wattpad stories. Policies. No, Wattpad stories. Home. Fingers crossed I'm still logged in. No. What? Why is it a... No, I don't want that. Get out of here. Just go to wattpad.com. I want the support page. Is there a... Where's my thing? Okay, just go to website. This is a search. Now, I need to log in. Well, I'm not going to show you my login, but if you go here to Wattpad, and it's easy to make an account. You can sign up with Facebook if you've got Facebook. You can sign in with Google, etc. Standard stuff. You'll find sample book pages, sometimes whole chapters, and you can start reading. Right? There's titles available there because I've already started to conceptualize and sort of build it out at a rough and tumble way. It's a book series made up of multiple book series. Okay, I'm not just writing a book. It's an overwhelming amount of content that lives in my head in like hyper high def, and I just can't type it. Thus, this crazy experimental process to try to break it down and make it so that I don't spend years in solitude not gaining an audience. We're going to present the writing process on the stream as a way to like get people involved and hopefully get real-time feedback from the ground up as we develop it. So be blunt, be honest, be rough, be harsh, be supportive. Check it out though. Don't come at me with nonsense if you haven't read any of it though. I get enough of that on social media about politics. And all that's going into the book series too. You'll see. Okay, so there's that. You don't have to look at this page.